Right. Hey, everybody, it's your girl, Author Doc B. She's in the building. And guess what? We got a special treat for you tonight. Yup. Tonight, you just got myself and the co host, our co host, Azzam Abdullah Azim, Triple A. That's what he go by. Thank you all for tuning in to Bring It to the Table. Bring It to the Table is a safe space where anyone can come who have overcome, conquered, and survived anything and is living beyond your dreams.
Yes,
Of
yes.
course, the podcast is an offspring from my book, The Three C's. Please go to author.docb.com to purchase your copy today and my workbook, The Three C's. And it's all about I'm sorry, the GPS, but the brand is three C's, the GPS, general practice of survival skills. And what you're going to find out is that at the end, you are a survivor too. So what are you going to do now that you know you survived? What's next? What's your next move? It's 2024. What do you want to do new and different in 2024? So do me a favor, please click like and share.
Please do that.
Click like and share. Got anything for them to start off as in? You want to
Yeah,
introduce
yeah.
yourself?
Welcome, everybody. That's right. We are in the building, and we might be a little bit more excited than y'all when we get to talk about, you know, the before, the middle, and the ongoing. This thing is phenomenal for us. Because we're gonna talk about some stuff. We want to really introduce, what I'm saying, addiction, and then get to the other side of addiction, which is recovery. And then we're coming from, check it out, and we're coming from two different levels of personal experience with addiction, but then we got our clinical experience as
Mhm.
well, which only laminates what we've been through, and we will hope that we will bring that to y'all, so you can not maybe even help yourself, but not just yourself, your family, because you might know someone you don't understand, you bugging out open on, because when they talk about the disease leave our family baffled, you wondering why would they do that, this and that, and we will hope going to give y'all some clarity tonight in regards to that, because we have firsthand experience, and sometimes they say firsthand experience sometimes can teach you more than what a book could,
Yes.
and not that you can't learn from a book, but when you get firsthand experience, it just laminates that experience and you bring it to life, and then the book help you be able to better articulate it and give it to somebody else. Thank you for letting me with that little opening there.
Yes. And so, well, what is addiction? Let's just get right into it because
Mm-hmm.
everybody said, why you start the podcast? Guess what? Hello, everyone. I see you all popping in. Hi, Elroy. Hi, Susan. I got to say hi to the people because if
Absolutely.
you don't, we really want you to keep coming back. Do me a favor right now, everyone that's here. Please click like, put up those hearts, share with someone else. It's so important that people get this information. It really is.
Mm-hmm.
It's so important that people get the information and so that our communities can heal one person at a time. And that's the goal, right, Zam?
That's right. That's definitely the goal, because that's, what I'm saying, we gotta have a end game to this, to like really give y'all something that y'all could pass it on. Like we are, and I don't want to say trend. Yeah, we can say we trendsetters, but she's the
Yeah.
trendsetter. She brought me in, and we will hope that this information will carry on for years to come.
Oh, I'm sure
You
it will.
know,
'Cause I got
and
this
and that's the
fantastic.
whole idea.
Yeah, and I'm sure it will because I got a grandson. He's a beast, baby. He gonna be
Yeah,
something fierce.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I
That
can't wait
part.
to see what he turns out to be, right? So we're laying down the legacy right now, right?
That's it. And you just said something, right?
Mhm.
What is addiction? Look at one of these, and over the years, right, I have
Okay.
heard different ways. But look at this definition here, right? It
Okay, go ahead.
says, and I'm big on words, right? So listen, a state of being compulsively committed.
Mhm.
Let's stop for a second.
Okay.
Committed, like when you say committed, that means you're enthusiastic about this. Your
Mhm.
whole energy and everything thrives on this, right? And then it
Mhm.
says to a habit, right? To a habit or practice or to something. Now,
Something.
I thought the doc be help me out. It says something. So what it's saying, it don't necessarily have to be a drug, right? But it says
Mhm.
that it's psychologically or physically habit forming. Habit
Mhm.
forming meaning it didn't just happen.
Right.
You know, you had to start doing something and it became a habit. But now watch this. It says as narcotics, but to such an extent that it's sensation. And not the sensation from a movie or nothing like that. We're
Mhm.
not talking about that sensation. We
Right.
talking about the sensation that causes severe trauma.
Well, yeah. And
Oh man.
and then not only that, so now so that's a good one. Where are you getting this information from? Because it's
This
so
this
important that we let
Oh
them
yeah,
know
yeah, yeah. This
where
is
we
one of my favorite dictionary.com. I've been utilizing this man for some time
okay.
now.
All
And
right.
I'm sure you got something for us, but I've been using this.
Oh, you
And
betcha, but I do.
listen, listen, man, come on,
So,
Doc. Come on, what you got for us?
well, I'll tell you something. So we have the psychology definition of addiction in the school of psychology. Then we have the school of medicine that have their
Mm-hmm.
definition of addiction, right? Then we, and that includes science because that's important. That
Mm-hmm.
science definition, because they think they the big school. They have the proven method. See, and that's what makes it scientifical, because
Yes, yes.
they proved it. They took the addict's brain, that thing they say about the addict's brain and stuff, because we ain't never use it accordingly.
That
But
part.
well, how was we able to survive then if we didn't use it? Oh, we used it. We just used it in the wrong context. So let's get ready to get good tonight. About to be heated, okay? And then you have addiction. Now, let me just say this. And it says the real meaning of addiction is what you said. You put it from the psychological and the psychosocial need for forming habits.
Clinical.
That's what you did.
Yeah.
You went straight there. I'm just going to keep it simple, Webster, right? Addiction is defined as not having control,
Ooh,
right? Over
come on.
anything you are doing. I'm talking about anything you are doing. Because, a lot of people sit in front of us, because you're a clinician, I'm a clinician. And a lot of people sit in front of us and they think that, well, if I just put the drug down,
Right.
that's what they think. Well, if I just had a good girl in my life or a good boyfriend, or, I just need that good job.
Mm.
That's all I need is that good job, and all that using drugs will go away.
Ooh, we.
That's what they say. If I had a nice place to live. Yeah, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah,
We'll see
yeah.
about that. So look, and it said, no, I'm not having control of something that you're doing, right? Something that you are taking. Look, here's my favorite: something you are using,
Ooh.
something or someone. Here's the biggest part to the definition of addiction. And at some point, it becomes harmful
That's the one.
to
Yeah,
you and
yeah.
everybody around you. Anything come and get out my way. I'm trying to get one. I don't want to
Mm-hmm.
hear
Mm-hmm.
you is in the way. What's your
Yeah.
thoughts about that?
Yeah. And it's interesting that you said that, because that's one of the famous ones that I use when it comes to addiction. That for it to be an addiction from the perspective that we're talking about, it has to be some type of negative consequence
Mm-hmm.
that's happening. So
Mm-hmm.
let's take a look at the person that's addicted to gambling.
Mm-hmm.
They in the gambling spot. They got their 401k on them. They got all the credit cards. They
Ooh.
got the rent. They got the child's money. So
Mm-hmm.
so they can't stop. And then the thing about it, they're not even trying to win.
Nope.
It's the excitement of being there.
They on the
So
cycle.
they're because the hit is they will lose 15,000 and win 1,000, and they think they're up.
And they be happy. They be like this. Yeah.
Right?
Come on. They be
So
like
so
this.
so so we hit y'all with that right now. Let's go here. Let's go here now.
Okay, go ahead.
From the recovery perspective,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
We
Mm-hmm.
have a book, right, y'all. We check this out. We have a book that has no author, right? It's a book by addicts, about addicts, for addicts. Now look what they say. And you said the word control. Our inability to control our usage of drugs is a symptom of the disease of addiction. Just a symptom. He says We are powerless, not, you said this, we are powerless not only over drugs, but over our addiction as well. We need to
Mm-hmm.
admit this fact in order to recover. Now, look what it says. Addiction is a physical, mental, and spiritual disease.
Now,
That,
hold, stop right there. That's definitely the 12-step model.
oh, yeah,
I,
yeah,
I hear it, and I know that's the 12-step model. See,
yeah,
and this was what I'm trying to, this is the purpose of the education
yeah.
tonight, everyone, because in
And
the
we got to point the
conversation,
reference out. Yeah,
yeah, you gotta know, like,
yeah,
well, are you coming from this, that, which perspective,
yeah.
which school of thought are you
Mm-hmm.
coming from? And it all ties into obsession and compulsion.
That's, ooh,
Period.
two
Watch this.
components.
Science says this. Oh yeah. Well, you think you know you're a little addict. You got that little chippy on your back, your shoulder. You got that little disease that they call addiction, and you got control over it. Says science. Really? Well, they said it's supposed. You talked about the temporary sensation. See, that's all scientific. They, because when they did the algorithms and they did all of these tests on these addicts and these brains and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
that's when they found out that they was, oh, they just preoccupied and they said it was a learned behavior.
Wow. Wow.
Ooh, don't get me started. I'm telling you right now where it's coming from. Article on October 20th. It's called The Considerations and the Definitions of Addiction by the PNC
Ooh.
and the NCBI. It's right here. I'm reading it right here. Look, and it says loss of control. You talked about that.
Mm-hmm.
Control of what? What are you trying to control? But in recovery, we really don't even use the word control. We say manage. You gotta put the control in the garbage, because if you had
Yeah,
control of anything, well, why you ain't fixed stuff already?
that part.
Yeah, that part.
That part. You
Hi,
know,
Carmen. Let me say hi to the people. They rolling in.
come on,
Hi,
say again.
Carmen.
Big
Hi,
them
Miss
up.
Willard. How you doing, Caroline? Hi, Jessica. Hey, I see you all. Let me look over here and see you over here. I can't see the names. It's too many. It's so
We
much.
thank y'all. We thank y'all for
Thank you
being here, because this is
so
the
much
one.
for coming. Yeah, we really do appreciate you out there in the on Instagram and Facebook, on the Call of Philly, and on our podcast channel on Facebook, and LinkedIn is in tonight. Woo! Yes.
In the building.
Uh-huh. Yep. And so we're talking about the definition of addiction, and we're talking about it coming from a psychological definition from the School of Psychology, the science, which is the medical definition, and the 12-step models definition out of this book written for addicts by addicts.
Yeah.
Because both Azzam and I are in recovery. And tell them how long you've been in recovery.
Well, as of today, officially, I have 28 years, 7 months, and 6 days.
Woo! Give it up, give it up, give it
Come on, where the
up.
heart's at? Big it up, big it up.
Woo! And as of this very moment, I have 18 years, 6 months, 19 days, 10 hours, 56 minutes, and 26
Uh-oh. Come
seconds.
on, she went to the seconds, man. Stop playing. I love it.
My clean time mean everything to me.
That's it. Man, listen, they
Everything to
teach
me.
us. They teach us that clean time is priceless, because you
I'm
can't
telling
buy
you.
it. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Clean time is like you're on a horse and you're winning in the middle of the race.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you jump off the horse?
Absolutely. And before we move off of this topic to, hi, Maria. Oh my God, my girlfriend's here. Hi, Maria. Thank you for joining. I appreciate you all. Carol, Carmen, Elroy. Thank y'all. Please invite someone, share this podcast. Just click the share button at the bottom of your screen, especially on Facebook.
Bring them in. Bring them in.
Even if you don't stay. I wanted to make one more point, that there are levels and different the criteria for to be considered an addict, addiction, state, psychological, physical dependence is what I want to talk about. Abuse, misuse. Some people say moderate, severe, chronic, whatever. It's just, you need to be one of those categories to have a diagnosis of substance use disorder.
Yes.
Now, back in the day, they used to say, she's addicted, she's got substance use disorder, she's addicted to this, she's addicted to that. They would say like different terminology, especially when co-occurring disorders. went from dude dying. Like the language continues to change.
Absolutely.
So, it continues to change. But it's all about being dependent upon that particular substance or person. Don't forget you're addicted to him or her. Oh, you married. Oh, yeah. Oh, are you a slave in your marriage like you was a slave to the substance? Oh, that ain't
Absolutely.
gonna catch up to some of y'all to next year. That's okay though. You
So
got to
so
tell me
let's
what you think about it.
and with that, right now, and thank you for sharing that about the phases that happen, right?
Mhm,
And one of the phases from the clinical perspective was, we understand it was recreational at one point
mhm,
for
mhm,
some of us, and recreational means it was probably just on the weekend. You know what I'm saying? We
mhm,
week and the weekend, and what happens, and they called it euphoria. Remember that, sis? They used to call it the
mhm,
euphoria, and it's this
mhm.
calm that came on. You remember when you was at the party and you was a wallflower, you know what I'm saying? And then you just
Hey.
got that first drink, and that first drink said, "Yo, came up off the wall, right?"
Uh-huh.
And then next you know, you don't know about, let's talk about it, the tolerance, right?
Uh-huh.
The tolerance, now your body get used to that one. So recreationally was Friday, but it's Wednesday. You talked about the component
Mhm.
of the obsession. So on Wednesday, you're thinking about Friday,
Uh-huh.
right? And
You
we get
already
so
locked and loaded
obsessed with it. You say, man, why wait for Friday if I could do it now?
right now.
And now you ain't, yeah, check it out. You ain't at the party now. So what you once took it for, you're not taking it for that anymore.
So the meaning change, and that definitely
Absolutely.
constitutes addiction. So
Absolutely.
and so more information. Here we go. We're talking about the neurological disorder
Oh,
that
come on,
that
the
so I'm
dopamine.
just
Let's
I
get
mean I'm just saying that's
ah.
exactly what it is. I mean it gets down into the nervous system, and and
Let's
now
get
we are
in.
locked and loaded on a fixed idea.
Mm-hmm.
Now
Mm-hmm.
you can't even stop yourself. You're definitely dependent. And here's
Oh,
how you know you got these cravings going on. Like you just said, I want more and more. I want more. Like, forget Friday. I'm here right now. They got some over there. And I'm willing to do whatever it is to get it tonight
that
at the
yeah,
party, like
yeah.
Azzam said. Then we're talking about of course, loss of control, because he said that earlier. The compulsion, that simply means you just can't stop yourself because now you're in too deep. Ooh, wait.
Ooh,
Look,
wee.
now here comes the consequences. Okay, I can't go to work tomorrow. Now you're getting fired.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I had an accident. How did I end up here? Oh, I
Yeah.
slept with someone. Like, who are you? How'd you get in my who the what? Yeah, wake up with two black
Yeah.
eyes. How'd you get there? Yeah. How'd you get there? And so, and always remember these are labeled the 4 C's from the Association of Psychological Association, American Psychological Association, has
Mm-hmm.
that inside of the ASAM criteria. It says that,
Yeah.
well, if this person suffers with this, this, and this, then they're labeled moderate. If they have this, this, and this, then they're mild. If they have this, this, and this, then they're severe.
Yeah.
Chronic. How many times have they been on this vicious cycle?
Right.
In and
Right.
out, in and out, in and out. How many times you tried to quit by yourself without anybody?
Oh, there we go.
Nut,
That sheer willpower.
you nut.
Ooh.
I did that so many
Ooh.
times. Go to rehab. This is my story. 13 rehabs. It's
Ooh.
in my
Come
book.
on.
You can read it. 13 detox centers. You can read it. It's in the book.
Now tell them the
Mhm.
difference though between a detox and a rehab. They need to know the
So,
difference.
so the detox center is where I spent 5 to 7 days just
Right.
to, get a little stable. And most of those times, I was just taking a break to go back to the projects
Right.
I had caught so I could keep using. My dumb mind never even heard a message until the 13th time. Ain't that deep?
Mm.
Look, and then they said go to rehab afterwards. You got to go to the rehab. Either you go inpatient or out. I ain't never choose in because I always had apartment in the projects just to go back and get started again.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to be willing to give up some stuff if you want to move forward. You got to lose some stuff. You already lose anyway, but before you
Right.
lose your life, because you're going to do that, especially today, because fentanyl is in everything.
Mm-hmm.
So and I will always choose outpatient, but never read the aftercare plans.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't read nothing that's in. They say, here go the paper. Now go do this, do this, do this, and do this.
Right.
Take you for
Right.
your 5 to 7 day stay. And guess what I did? Went on down. As soon as I hit the corner of the block of the projects, I already know where I hear this stuff at. I already know what time is it. Malik, he over there. He on porch number four around Vincent Court. Let me go walk this way because I never made it. I never made it. And that's what's called the obsession. I always had the fixed idea to get one more. And listen, this was without my permission, just driving me there. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I think you have a
Mm-hmm.
question. Is that a question in the chat? Hello,
No,
I have a
I only
question.
can see
It
the
says,
basic one.
oh, okay, here it is. It says, can you put your name if you don't mind? Whoever dropped that question in the chat? It says, hello, I have a question. Why do they teach that once an addict, always an addict? I was once an addict, and I can truly say that I am no longer an addict.
Oh,
Oh,
wait, that's a good question.
oh, you want us to get down with the get
Come
down?
on.
You want to
So,
answer that?
you want it? Go ahead, take it, and I
You
might
sure?
chime in on it. Go ahead.
Because that's a tough. That's because that's a tough
Yeah.
question. Hi, CC. Thank you so much for joining. I really do appreciate you. Let me tell you why they say once an addict, always an addict. Number one, you want to always keep the power. You want to keep the disease of addiction at bay. You want to really keep it at bay. It's power in admission. It's power when you admit that you are an addict. Your disease is only been clean for 23 years. Praise God. Congratulations, CC. Congrats. Thank you so much. I'll tell you why, and that's because I can go to the psychological. Let me just do because my master's in psychology. So in the brain, once you turn on that disease and the chromosomes and all the stuff the switch comes on and now you are dependent upon it, right? All you're going to do, CC, and I can tell you, and that's only if you're willing to be honest on the podcast today, that you only substituted your addiction from not using drugs or alcohol to something else. Every addict does it. Everybody who's that part of the brain turned on and they became addicted to a substance or a
Mm-hmm.
chemical, once they put it down, they picked up something else. That's why you'll always be an addict. Now, is it food? Is it shoes? Is it sex? Is it worshiping God? Is it exercising? Exercising? Like what is it? And you can define what that is. And plus, you keep the power. You take the power back from the disease of addiction when you always say, "I know who I am." When you take ownership of, "Yep, I am an addict." The disease gonna stand all the way over there and it ain't got no room to come in. You are not leaving the door open. So let's say you don't say that. I'm not an addict no more. I went to Malibu. That's it, Malibu in Florida. Ain't that it? Is in Malibu?
Mm-hmm.
I went to Malibu and now they taught me all this spiritual stuff. And, I'm meditating. I got all this spiritual stuff. How often are you meditating? Are you over meditating? So anything that you overdo, overthink, locked and loaded on a fixed idea, and for addicts, it never, ever, ever goes back to normal. The neurotransmitters in your brain, they will rebuild, but they won't rebuild to the point where you will be considered normal. Well, what is normal? And don't even get me started with that. So that's why I say that I am an addict. I now say recovering addict, meaning no matter what area in my life the disease show up at, and it ain't drugs no more, no matter what area, like for me, it's cursing, because I might just curse you out. Yeah, I'm not there yet. I'm not this spiritual. I'm on my way, but I'm just not there to the point where I could not curse you out if you hurt my feelings or make me say something. I'm just not there yet.
Mm-hmm.
No, I still have work to do in that area. That what I call the disease. That's all I got on that part. I hope I've helped you. Go ahead, Zam.
Okay, so and to add to that, right? Now from the recovery perspective, right? We have a pamphlet. It's called
Uh-oh.
IP number 7 out of the NA fellowship, and it says, "Am I an addict?" And one of the things that they put in parentheses, it says, "No one can convince you of this."
Mm-hmm.
So if you're saying that you was an addict and now you're not, you probably never was.
Ooh.
You probably
Woo.
never was, based on that, because it's an individual admit. You said something so important, sis, right? It's an individual admission that you have to make if you believe that's what you became. Because we have something that says, who's an addict? It says an addict is a man or woman whose life is controlled by drugs. And if you
Mm-hmm.
get to that place where finding ways and means to get more and stuff like that, you probably wasn't.
Oh,
You know
she in
what
the
I'm saying?
attic is saying, nope, you're wrong. She in the chat saying, yes, I was. And she does admit to being
Okay.
she
Okay.
says,
Well,
I
and
am
we're
a
not here to
recovered.
we're not here to change your view.
But look, she said, I am recovered. She put an ED. This is so good. Thank you.
This
I'm
is
so glad you're
beautiful.
here tonight,
Thank you.
CC.
Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you for coming. She said she did substitute her addiction, though, with
Yeah,
work.
because they have
Work.
something she got a stretch, she got a point there, because in our literature it says wholly recovered. That means you're back in life, you're back in the mainstream of life, and you're doing that. But the perception that she said too, one of the things they used to tell us,
Oh, I'm sorry. Cece said, I'm a man. Apologize, Cece. I'm sorry. Cece
it's
said,
all
I'm a
good.
man. I'm not a woman. I'm a man. I'm sorry, Cece. I
I'm
can't see your
sorry.
face. Sorry. But go
So
ahead. Keep going.
yeah, and one of the things, like when we you said crossing that imaginary line, like they used to say, you once was a cucumber, you turned into a pickle. We
Uh-huh.
never seen a pickle go back to being a cucumber. And let me just read this
Ooh.
one excerpt, right? It says this: now we know that the time has come when that tired old lie, once an addict, always an addict, will no longer be tolerated, right? By either society or the addict himself. We do recover. As you mentioned, it's nothing shameful about being an addict, provided you accept your dilemma
Woo.
honestly and
Come
take
on.
some positive action, right? So I'm thankful that I can say I'm a recurrent addict, because again, we're looking at the perception of it, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
once upon a time we thought our addict was, the vision was, needles, banned buildings, and and that's what came with that picture. But today, no, look at, we have a doctor on the
Mm-hmm.
screen right
Absolutely.
now that came
Absolutely.
from the pits of that,
Ooh, don't get me
from the
started.
pits. We talking about the darkness of denial, the
Alleyways.
darkness of denial, the
Deep.
despair, the where the spirit went,
Dereliction.
and but I thank you for sharing that, because
Oh, yeah,
there are
that was
some people,
good.
right?
That was good.
Check it out.
Well, but you know what he did admit? He said, well, as long as I kept, I like this part when you said this, CC. As long as I kept, this what he said. As long as I kept that mindset, I felt like I was an addict. As long as he kept that mindset, what we're talking about. Look, my substitute was work. So CC is admitting that after the use of mind mood altering substances, he began to become a workaholic. I always say that I am recovered. I am a recovered addict. What we say in the program that we live is that the only time you have recovered is when you go in the box. You're dead. Now you are recovered and you can get your chip in the box. That's how that go. Okay. So any more questions? Thank you for allowing us to engage you on that. Says, have either of you ever gotten to the point where you'll never use again? You can take that one because I know mine. They laughing. They up here cracking up at us. They in
we
the
we
chat
we, we
cracking up. Thank you all. I appreciate all the laughs and the giggles and everything. This is what we need, audience engagement. It's very important.
Absolutely.
And I'm so happy that you all are fully engaged. We got another question. You want to take that one?
Yeah, that's a beautiful question. I knew that when I had 37 days clean,
Mm-hmm.
without a shadow of a doubt, because as she mentioned, I went to one program and it was by suggestion of my parole officer. I couldn't come up with a bright idea like that. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And while in the program with 37 days clean, I had a brain aneurysm that ruptured. And
Mm-hmm.
when it ruptured and they did the surgery on me, and I woke up the next day with staples in my head, and then I went back and through Mary Lane and looked at my war story of using. That day I vowed I would never use again. And check this
Mm-hmm.
out. That's before the program that I'm in right now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's before that I prayed that day and said, God, again, check it out, right? After Dr. B, I said, if
I'm
you get me
listening.
through this one, remember those?
Listen.
If
Yes,
you get me
God.
through this one, and I
Yes.
woke up the next day with my head twice the size it was before I went into surgery with
Mm-hmm.
staples. I said I'll never use again, and I haven't.
Well, you don't want to know my end of the road because this is at the end of the road. We got literature that talks about at the end of the
Oh,
road.
when there's
Ooh,
nothing left to do.
when there is nothing left to do. It says either go on to
To
the
the
bitter
bitter
end.
end.
It says jails, institutions, or death, or find a new way to live.
Mm-hmm.
And my end of the road was 2 o'clock in the morning in Hyatt Court Projects, and it was only a
Oh,
14-year-old boy up selling drugs. That's when I knew that I was never, ever, never,
never,
ever,
ever,
never,
ever, ever, ever,
ever, never.
ever.
And he went right to school the next day, the school that my daughter, only child, went to and told. That's how I knew that I was never, ever, never, ever going to stoop that low ever again. I don't even know that child's name.
Mm-mm-mm.
Humiliated myself, the whole community. And I mean, I was in the community, I was in politics. Yeah, but I was out 2 o'clock looking for one more because the boyfriend I had went to jail. He used to feed me the drugs, but he went to jail. I had to go get it myself, Azzam.
Ooh wee.
You mean I gotta go outside?
Paranoid.
I don't know nothing about no tricking. I ain't never stood on no corners. I don't know nothing about that life. I ain't got no money. 2 o'clock Sunday morning. That's when it was the end. So I hope that we answered your question. Please drop more questions in the chat. That was really, 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 really good. Now we at the half hour point. Let's switch over to talk about recovery. That
That
was
part.
good about the disease of addiction. Oh my God. And next week, I can't wait. Y'all gonna be in for a treat. We got someone coming on that is going to we're going to go into depth a little bit more about the truths, what happens, the truth about 12-step programs. So please make sure you turn in. Please click like and share, invite someone. We are telling our stories and talking about addiction for the first half. And so far, we have identified it as it being anything you are obsessed and compulsion
Mm-hmm.
over, right? Anything that you have the 3 C's that you have experienced consequences over, cravings that you want more and more and more, you just can't get it out your mindset, anything that you are compulsing, you can't stop yourself from doing it. These are the factors of 4 elements: compulsion, cravings, and consequences, and you lost control. So now you know you are an addict if you're experiencing that over anything, him, her, or it. Yep, I said it. Gambling, all that. Too many pairs of same shoes. How many pairs of shoes you got that's the same color? The same
Don't talk.
shoe?
I just yeah.
I don't start because you can only wear one pair at a time.
Look.
You
It
do
says
know this.
no.
You got one for every outfit, don't you? I'll be seeing your TikToks. You
It's
got one for
sad though
every outfit.
because listen, I just got offline ordering 3 pair of shoes and looked at my justification. They had a 40% sale. 40
Addict, 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 addict,
Yeah,
addict,
God. So like you said, okay, the recovery piece, right? And I gotta use this, right? Because
We going to
again,
the definition. We going to the definition.
let's go. Let's go.
Okay, go ahead.
Which one you going with?
No. You go ahead and say what you got. Keep going.
Okay, I'm gonna give the recovery approach one, and then you got the clinical one, right?
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So in the recovery perspective, they said that recovery is an active change of old ideas and attitudes, right?
Mm-hmm.
But before that can happen, we first have to admit that there's a problem, right? So it says when we admit that we are powerless over our addiction, our lives have become unmanageable, we open the door to recovery. So that means we close the door. Now we gotta open it, but we only gonna open it through an admission that there's a
Mm-hmm.
problem and I gotta let something in. That's from the
Mm.
recovery perspective,
So that thing that you're letting
from the
in,
fellowship. Yeah,
yeah, from we're talking about 12-step programs, everyone.
12 step. Yeah.
That's where Azzam just gave you the definition of recovery. You want to give it to him one more time? Somebody
Again,
said you forgot behavior. They
well,
put that in the
well,
chat and behavior.
I didn't want to add to it
Drop
because
your
I
name.
think
Drop your
behavior
name in there.
should
Who
be in
said
there.
that behavior stuff? Little smart Alec. We love that. That's right. You're right.
It
So
said
put it in there. Who said that?
who
Go
said
ahead.
that? Let me get to. Let me. Who said that? I
I
gotta
don't
go.
know, but they was like and behaviors. Azzam. Go ahead. Put it.
Okay.
Put your
So
name in the
I
chat if
didn't
you
want to
said
get too technical, right?
that.
Because
Okay.
before the behavior, you got to have an attitude. Because we talking about
Mm-hmm.
the mental and the
Mm-hmm.
mental and the composure, right? But again,
Mm-hmm.
recovery is an active change of old ideas, attitudes, and behavior.
Okay, I got you.
you
That is
know,
correct.
yeah, there we
Maria,
go.
oh, no wonder. See, she got 35 years clean. 36, right? Maria, how many? Put it in the chat. She got
Where's
about
yeah? Where
35
your home
years.
group at? I'm
Yeah,
coming over there.
she there. She there. Oh, she there. She there. You met her. You know exactly who that is. That's Maria. That's Maria. That's Maria.
Oh,
Go ahead,
okay.
Maria. So look, great topic, Yolanda said. Thank you so much. She got 35
Thank
years. She
y'all.
celebrated the other day. Hi, Yolanda. Oh, that's my friend. Hi, sister. Assalamu alaikum. These are our Muslim sisters, brother.
Okay,
They're
alhamdulillah.
on. They're on
Oh,
tonight.
okay.
You got it now, right? Is it clicking? Is it clicking? Is it clicking? All right. Hafisa, that's Atlantic City is in the building. Thank you so much for joining.
Hey, click,
Thank you
mashallah.
all for joining. Appreciate you. Philadelphia is here. I think Ghana is here too. Canada is here. Thank you all for joining. We really do appreciate it. Please drop those hearts, click like, and share. We really do appreciate you. So that's good. You gave the 12-step recovery definition. So listen. Let's talk about the clinical world of SAMHSA, because SAMHSA, they have all this stuff.
Absolutely.
They said that recovery is defined as a process of change through which individuals improve health and wellness.
Wow.
Look, live self-directed lives.
Sound like
right?
the wellness wheel.
Hi, NC, by Baltimore. Hi, I see you. Right? Look, and it says, and each strive, this is the thing right here. See, now we're talking about the potential, the full potential of self-actualization.
Yeah.
See, they talk about that, living your full potential. That's why I like coaching.
Theory.
That's why I like coaching better than therapy. But I do both, but I like coaching better than therapy. Because therapy addresses thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. Yeah, okay, you're going to be on that. Well, coaching is about life, social, and coaching skills, anything from a holistic perspective that puts you back to this whole place that you need to be in to live your full potential.
Come on.
That's why I love coaching. I like being a coach. I mean, I like all this stuff too. But here goes some more stuff. Now watch this. Now we got mental health. It talks about mental health recovery, right? You might find it helpful, right? When mental health focuses on recovering by developing coping strategies to manage the mental health and keep it under arrest at bay. So when you do have a mental health episode, the way you recover from that is you got to put those skills on top of it with your medication. Ding, 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 ding. I said it. Medication. Because to be defined as a mental health problem is because you have some things going on with the brain, right? That needs medication to get it lined up. No matter what your diagnosis is, Mine's is substance use disorder. Yup, I said it. Substance use disorder is a mental health condition. Something has to be wrong with your ass if you getting up every single day to go and look for a mind mood altering chemical to put in your body that's slowly killing you.
Something got to be wrong with you.
Something wrong with you. That substance use, that's why it's in the American Psychological Association a book. That's why it's in the DSM, the Diagnostic Statistical Manual. Yeah, I studied a little bit, little something. So that's SAMHSA, right? So watch this. Recovery from mental health is the process of getting well. Here's my favorite part. This is science. Getting well. But science says that you also have to address your strengths and your weaknesses.
Oh.
And then you have to be able to, because addressing your strengths and weaknesses, they got evidence, because you know science, they prove stuff. They got all these studies out about people with mental health disorders, from depression all the way to schizophrenia, all the way to dysphoria, and all kinds of eating disorders and all. If you have the strengths and you are aware of them, if you have your weaknesses and you are aware of them, I don't even like the word weakness. I call them challenges.
Yeah. I like that.
If you have all of those things, then now you can create a healthy lifestyle that's worth living, for yourself. That's what science is. I'm telling you, they got all this stuff out here. Article after I'm looking at it all right here. But the recovery model, let's talk about that, okay? Because there's so many different models. According to Wikipedia, the recovery model, the recovery approach is they bring it from a psychological standpoint. Psychological recovery is an approach to mental health disorders or substance abuse. Watch this. You ain't going to be ready for this. You're going to be like, what? Because we do it every day, right? Emphasis on recovering with supported people and like-minded people only. That's when that peer support stuff come in at. See? We know about certified peer specialists. We know about certified recovery specialists and things of that nature. So if your potential to recover is based upon the supports you build according to the recovery model. You get it? All right. What are your thoughts about that?
So thank you. So because now, I'm just going to add to what you just did, right?
Okay.
So what y'all want to understand, and what it says here, and again, if y'all ever get into this, SAMHSA is one of the highly recommended places for definitions, so forth and so on when it comes to that. And they say that there are multiple pathways to recovery, and the process of recovery is highly personal and occurs in many pathways. It may include clinical treatment, medications, faith-based approaches, peer support, family support, self-care, and other approaches. But the paths of recovery can range from crisis events like treatment, experience within the criminal justice system, or a personal epiphany.
Ooh, that means you got a whoa, whoa, whoa moment. Look, whoa, whoa.
And look, you said something. I need to share this with y'all because the doctor said something, the approach that we can come from. Look what I just got. Y'all gonna see my other name.
Let me see. Oh, you're a recovery coach. You gonna
I just passed last Friday.
Congratulations. Yo, boy, you about to move up in them bread, baby. Go, congratulations.
Thank you.
It never stops, Azzam. It never stops for us.
It don't.
We are on this journey to being better, the best version of ourselves that we can be to help people anywhere on this planet. Let me add something, and then we're going to get ready to get out of here because I hope that we help you all. You have key concepts to the recovery model, but I like the 10 fundamental components. And you read a lot of them. You talked about a lot of them in the recovery model. But don't ever forget, it's about holistic, strength-based, respect, empowerment. I didn't have all of this courage to talk about me live in all these different countries. This don't go away, what I said to you today on social media or out there in the universe, in the atmosphere. It's out there. It's out there. It doesn't go away. So you got to have courage
Mm-hmm.
to do stuff like this. And that's why we're going to always have jobs, Azzam, because people don't have courage.
Mm-hmm.
They not as honest. They don't have willingness. They're going to show not open. They're still keeping secrets. So
Mm-mm-mm.
stop doing that. Individualized, individualize your recovery. Individualize it. Uh, Gain the respect that I got mine.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, I got mine.
oh, come on. You better
Yeah,
say
yeah,
that.
yeah, 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 yeah. You want to earn your place back into society,
That's it.
but you don't just want to get back in there. You want to get in, step up, and allow whatever it is out there to elevate you and walk you into these gifts, like that
Oh, yeah.
recovery, thing you just got.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All those things
Yeah.
is gifts. Like when you look on my website and all the letters and numbers behind my name.
That part.
Gifts. Gifts
Mm-hmm.
that I don't take for granted.
And
And just
and
like
it's
we have,
only to help others.
mhm,
It's not
mhm.
like, oh, look at me and all that.
No,
This is like the more we get, the more we can help. The more resources we
right.
instill, the
Mhm.
more we can help. That's the purpose.
Well, at first it was look at me. Don't get
Yeah.
it twisted.
Okay.
I wasn't there. I'm just saying.
Right. Right. Right.
You know, that's why my audience love me so much because I'm going to tell them the truth. At
Right.
first it was, how you like me now? I ain't no crackhead now. Yeah, I got this, I'm doing this, I got that, I'm doing that. And then there was another recovering addict came to me after a meeting one day and said, why you always bragging? You know, when you say that, you gotta be humble. And they was Muslim. So I've got to listen to them and respect them. And so now I eat the humble pie and only talk about my credentials and who I am when necessary. On this podcast, it's necessary. It's
Mm-hmm.
necessary because I came from the projects at Hyatt Court, smoking crack, to a whole doctorate's degree, to a whole podcast, to a whole author,
Come on.
and on my
Come
way
on.
to
A
Phoenix
hope shot.
TV. Phoenix TV, really? That's
A
my
hope
goal for
shot.
2024. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm already in my vision board for 2025. And
Mm,
2024
mm.
just got started.
Come on.
Those are the people you have to attach yourself to. Recover
Yeah.
on, y'all. Recover on. Please keep recovering. Thank you so
Yes,
much. It was
please.
a great show. You got any closing remarks? Addiction and recovery. This was real good, wasn't it?
So,
Living beyond our dreams.
and I just like to quote what it says here, right?
Mm-hmm.
It says that recovery begins with surrender. That means give up, stop fighting.
Mm-hmm.
I'm done with that. And it said
Mm-hmm.
from that point, each of us reminded that a day clean is a day one.
Mm.
Our attitudes, thoughts, and reactions change. We come to realize that we are not alien and we begin to understand and accept who we are.
Yes.
So
I
you're
love
looking
it.
at two individuals that came from nothing that now have something
Mm-hmm.
and we're no longer fronting.
Yeah, at all.
Like
And we ain't
this is the
running. We no
real
longer
deal. We in the
fronting.
building.
And we
We in the
ain't no
building.
longer running. We ain't fronting and we ain't running. Thank you all. This was an amazing episode. So say we don't always need guests. We are
Right.
enough. We are enough. We have enough information.
Oh yeah, we can do this all day,
We
every
can do
day.
this all day for different topics. If you want to hear something, please inbox me. If you guys
Yeah.
want us to talk about a
Please put a
specific
topic in
topic,
there.
please
You
let
know.
us know. They saying assalamu alaikum, alaikum salam.
Wa
Bye.
alaikum assalam,
Thank you
rahmatullahi
all
wa
for
barakatuh.
joining. Next week we have Diarlo K. She's my homegirl from Newark, New Jersey, and also the director. Right now, she is educated as a master's degree in human services, and she is smarter than me. She's gonna get me because I said that. She's smarter than me. She has a wonderful story to share with us, but she's going to talk about her truths from the 12-step program, her truths, because her and I arrived here together and like a month or two apart from Newark, New Jersey to Philadelphia. And her 12-step experience was completely different from mine. And we both
Awesome.
got the same clean time. Yep. She gonna tell you, ooh,
Wow.
it's gonna be good. And this is why I love her. She allowed me to be me and get mine the way I got it. And I allow her to be hers and get hers
Beautiful.
the way she got it. But the differences is gonna blow your mind. So that's it, folks. Thank you all for coming. Good night. See you all. No, wait, that's not next week. That is February the 1st. Hold on. Let me tell you about next week. I'm so sorry. That is wrong information. Diallo is not on until February the 1st. My apologies. Next week, the 24th. Am I right? Bring it to the table with your host, your girl, Azzam. We're going to have the wellness coach, Hannah A. on. Oh, my God. Wellness. Listen, the topic is mindfulness in the new year. Come on now.
Oh, come on.
Mindfulness in the new year. So
Be there or be square.
she's an author too, y'all. Y'all, I can't wait. Y'all gonna love her. Yep, met her out here in Atlanta. Anyway, talk to you later. Good night.
Love and
Deuces.
respect. The real
Love and
value is in
respect.
being yourself.
Yes. Be yourself. Be yourself. Be yourself. Love y'all. See y'all next Thursday.
Deuces.
Deuces.